Imagine it for a moment. That a single sentence spoken from your mouth can activate the energy of money, that the universe showers abundance upon you with just one word. Does it sound impossible? Not for Florence Scovel Shinn, because that creative power is governed not by a secret but by divine law. Today you will remember that law again and learn a new phrase. It's a sentence so powerful that when you say it, money will find you and stay with you. But it's not just an affirmation. It's an agreement made with this gentleman, Florence says. The word is the manifestation of creative power. The manifestation of the word's energy is new. In this video, we will discover step by step how words can be paired with votes and money, and how each utterance finds its counterpart in the universe. But you need to know this first. Money is not a paper. Money is an answering conscious, and this consciously gives only to those who give the right word. Florence Scovel, every word and every choice summons an equivalent. Money is not an inanimate tool like you. He is an energy, and they hear like you. So, he gives the answers that come out of his mouth. A command is applied to the word money. There's no money coming for me. It's hard to make money. When you say these sentences, you are actually voting to reject money. The universe says to that cutting and shutting down, okay, I won't come for you. But when you say money flows to me easily, you're not just using words, you're creating an energy. And at that moment, you are activating a law that is not visible. The law of reciprocity. Florence refers to this as the law of substitution. Confidence instead of fear. Abundance instead of lack. The state of energy when it stops instead of increase. At that moment, money no longer tests you. It will respond to you. It is thinking. Which sentence has alienated it from you as of today? And which sentence could call it to you? Florence Scovel shared a secret 100 years ago. According to him, it was not about making money, but about knowing his word. But Florence says she wants to say it because the phrase, I want you, is right now. The universe perceives this as a deficiency. And as long as you continue to desire, money will always be a little short of your needs. This is Florence's secret. Declare what you possess, because the truth creates, not the future of the word. That's why I don't want the sentence that calls for the file. Money flows to me easily and in divine order. This promise is not just a wish. This is a directive, an order given to the universe. When you say this sentence, changes occur in the changes. Your energy shifts from non-existence to existence, and the universe responds only to a desire. Consciousness of being. Now pause for a moment. Written to yourself. Money flows to me easily and in divine order. At that moment, not only words, but energy speaks, and money is sensitive to you. One sentence attracts a lot of attention when Florence Scovel teaches. It brings out the music of the word in consciousness. Everyone says the same word, but not everyone vibrates at the same frequency. That's why some people can reach me easily, but nothing changes. For some, saying the same sentence completely changes their life within a few days. So why? Because the power behind what is said lies in the intention. The word is the voice of the mind, but the intention is the reflection of the soul. If you utter a sentence out of fear, doubt, or with the mindset of it won't work, but I'll give it a try, that word will find no resonance in the universe. But when explaining the same sentence with faith, surrender, and love, the frequency changes completely. This is recorded as the law of emotion in Florence. When the word unites with emotion, it transforms into creative power. Money responds to the effect of that feeling. If there is trust, submission, and peace in your voice, money flows towards you in that peace. But if there is fear, haste, or desperation in their voice, the money will unanimously walk away. Thanks to this, Florence had always taught their country this. First clear your feeling, then declare the items. So the one whispering this from within, I am safe. The universe is there for me, and then say it out loud. Money flows to me easily, and according to divine order. That is when the word arises, not only from one's lips, but from one's consciousness, and it opens the doors to the universe of that consciousness. A lot of people withdraw their money with the word and actually push it away, because there is impatience behind them. Impatience is the consciousness that does not yet exist, and your consciousness in the universe is the same. Florence says, true faith is the peace of waiting. So money doesn't look at what you say, it looks at how you say it. The volume of words determines what the universe will multiply for you. Therefore, instead of saying bringing money, you should shift to the awareness that you are already in abundance. In this state of consciousness, their sovereignty extends to infinity, and the universe echoes those votes. Okay, abundance is yours. It would provide a very simple yet powerful exercise for the regions of Florence. Stand in front of your morning mirror and tell yourself, I am the channel of divine wealth. Money flows to me easily and happily. But say it not only with your words, but with your heart, your breath, and even your gaze. Because the power of the word grows when combined with your energy. The word is the seed when you are alone, but when it is combined with emotion and faith, it turns into a forest. Repeat this sentence 10 times today, with a little more faith and a little more peace at every opportunity. At some point, you will notice, you no longer call out for money. It's searching for the sound of your money. What Florence Scovel Shinn taught reminds us of this. The word is the heart of creation, and when the heart is pure, the universe has to respond. That's why money doesn't flow the same way for everyone. Because everyone says the same word, but not everyone lives by the same choices. Your task is to change the frequency, not the word. And once you do that, the money no longer needs to come. Because you have become the source that he can allocate. It is the most basic truth that Florence Scovel Shinn teaches. Money is a reflection. Whatever the words vibrate, that is what appears. Those who are long-lived and who achieve wealth through their own efforts and the plans in their minds. But no one who lacks the means has ever achieved lasting abundance. Because money is not merely a physical thing. It is the manifestation of manifestation. It is not the work that is monetized. Understand what you are putting into that work. Therefore, some people do the same job, but while one lives in prosperity, another struggles with poverty. The difference lies in the words. Florence says that the word is the expression of inner conviction. When a person says it's hard for me to make money, they are actually declaring a law. That saying echoes throughout the universe, and hard work becomes its law. However, if one changes the word of the same person, one changes direction in life. Money flows to me easily and in divine order. Its energy is fully transformed in due time. Because words do not merely vibrate, they descend into the subconscious. It operates within cells. It recodes reality. According to Florence, its most powerful form is when it merges with emotion. A cold, faithless word finds no echo in the universe. In those years, he would first teach Florence about silence. Take a few deep breaths, release your fears, quiet your mind. Then say the word, because that is the moment when a word unites with the soul. That is when the choice of money responds to your voice. People often ask this, so, can I really make money with just one sentence? Florence answers this as follows. A promise is not just a single sentence. The word is the translation of divine command into human language. Therefore, when you utter a word with sufficient faith, that word becomes a law. Money obeys that law. But there is another secret here. The universe's native laws do not like to be heard. One day, you will say, money will flow to me. If you say nothing is going right the next day, the universe cannot know which aspect to respond to. Energy divides and becomes entangled in choice. Abundance requires sustained consciousness. Florence uses this as a law of stability. Repeating the same sentence, with the same belief, with the same feeling, until that consciousness becomes your natural state. At this point, Florence has an example. A female member complained about lack of money for a long time. One day, Florence will give him only one sentence. I am the magnetic field of divine wealth. The woman repeats this sentence 10 times a day. 3 weeks later, she receives news of an inheritance from an unexpected source. In Florence, the story goes like this. The statement has been reworded. Women were no longer in short supply. The new law created new conditions. That's what you should do, too. Learn this phrase and live it. I am the magnetic field of divine wealth. Money flows to me easily, naturally, and according to divine order. This is not a wish. This is a fact of existence. When he said it, his mind had doubts. But those debts, but those bills, he says. But remember, this voice belongs to your past. You are announcing a new law. In Florence's words, the truth depends not on what is seen, but on what is said. One day, those words will become automatic within you. Now, without thinking, I am in abundance. That's when the money will start flowing, not only from outside, but from everywhere. Because your energy is now a center of attraction. Your job is no longer to chase, but to accept. Florence calls this the law of surrender. True faith is the peace of waiting. You will notice the difference in time. Money reacts instantly. Whenever you are at peace, it comes to it. Never worries or drifts away. Because you don't like fear of money. You like joy. That's why Florence always said to them, a happy person is rich. Because happiness is a high frequency. Every laugh, every thank you, every expression of gratitude is a call for money. One day, when looking at money, don't just call it paper. He is my servant. I am not his. He is under my command. Internalizing this consciousness may take time. Because over the years, social welfare, money is hard to come by, scarce, and unattainable. But now, it's time to break those patterns. Start your day every morning with these words. I am the essence of abundance. Money comes to me naturally. The universe is in cooperation with me. Say it every day, but feel it with your heart, not just someone's. Close your eyes and breathe in that moment, as if the money is already flowing as it can. Then he's alive. Florence says, to dream is to allow the divine plan. When you dream of having money, it becomes not a dream, but a message. Evelyn receives that message and takes action for the cells. Just don't rush. Haste is the mask of fear. Trust is the voice of love. Maybe you have very little money in your pocket today, but this is just an image. The real thing is experienced internally by you. And that law says, I am the child of abundance. The universe serves me. As long as you carry this knowledge, abundance remains with you. Because the word now arises from power, not fear. Florence's life is one of the liveliest of these. Even when he was out of her life, she used to say the same sentence every morning. Nothing is against me. Everything is working according to divine order. That sentence was his shield, and his life was filled with miracles. People called him the Wizard of Words, because he had solved his spent energy. You too are revealing the same secret today. Choose your words, because they are writing what you have written. His word is a seed. Every repeat is a watering. And one day, abundance of flowers are seen in that garden. When that day comes, you will realize that wealth was not far from you. It was merely sleeping in the shadow of the wrong words. You said wake up, you said flow, you said come. And the universe said, as you wish. This is the secret of Florence Scovel, using words instead of chasing money. Because the word appearances look new. You change them. The universe changes the law for you. There is a law in Florence Scovel Shinn's teachings that, for someone who understands it, life will never be the same. The law of divine reciprocity. This law states that the universe responds according to your consciousness. It responds not to what you think, but to what you believe. Because thought is temporary, but it is the basis of the energy of faith. People often say that I would like to, But in fact, deep down, the lack of money carries the belief. This is what the universe is sensitive to. The universe reads the emotional undertone in the loss of words, because Florence says, the universe listens not to words, but to the meaning attributed to words. So, if you say money flows to me easily, while secretly hoping it will work this time, the universe will answer that doubt. What does the explosion energy provide? Wait. Then you continue to wait. But one day, you say this sentence not as a promise but as a truth. That day, the energy changes direction. Because now the word becomes a wish. It becomes a declaration. What is declared is now law. To proclaim in Florence's place, that is, to proclaim, is to be cut off from the world. To listen to the divine is to be one with it. It is not merely an occurrence. As the evolution system begins to attract new events, new opportunities, and new people towards you. One word spoken with safe faith is more effective than 1,000 thoughts. For this reason, you should no longer develop and use words beautifully. Money responds to emotion. If you are grateful or your gratitude, it multiplies in its structure. If you are afraid, it will multiply your fear. So you're giving orders to a universe without knowing it. The divine law of response is constantly listening to you and perceives what you are saying as a command. Then pay attention from now on. If you say you have no money left in the morning, the law will immediately take effect. Okay, let me have no money left. But if you say, I am in abundance as soon as I wake up in the morning, the same law says, okay, abundance is visible. Florence Scovel Shinn's formula is not imagine but declare. Because imagining is in the mind. Declaring is in consciousness. The mind is unstable. Consciousness is stable. What is declared is sealed in energy. Start using this law deliberately today. Instead of asking why it's not happening on any issue, ask like Florence. What law is currently active in consciousness? If the amendment law is active, put in the new word immediately. I am the magnetic field of divine richness, and it changes at that frequency. After a while, small coincidences of change begin to appear. A job offer, an expected payment, forgotten money. And you realize that the universe never actually ignored you. You're just talking on the wrong frequency. Florence says, the universe always calls it an event. Just notice which word you're saying yes to. This is the essence of the divine law of recompense. They are the details of the universe. Whatever your energy says that evening, it says. That's why you now choose your words carefully. His word is an order. His belief is the marriage of that order. Now close one eye. Take a deep breath and whisper this to yourself. I live in divine abundance. His breath, his thought, his wealth of words beckon. This sentence is not just a repetition, but a key that opens the door to consciousness. Florence lived as a transformation of this promise into nature. So now your word aligns you with the law of your God. From that moment on, not only does the money not come, it starts flowing. Because the universe operates on frequency. Your new vitality is abundance consciousness. And once abundance consciousness is activated, nothing remains the same. It increases, and everything starts working for you. People, events, ideas, even delays turn into stops. Because it harmonizes with the word divine order. As Florence Scovel Shinn said, you invoke the law through the word. Let the law reveal the miracle. Say these words to yourself today. I am the channel of divine wealth. Money flows to me easily, happily, and in divine order. But it is not just a sentence. It is a declaration that aligns with the law of this consciousness's universe. When you say it, an invisible mechanism is set in motion, and one day you will realize it. You no longer seek the money. Money finds you. According to Florence Scovel Shinn, abundance is not a bank account. It is a circular image of energy. The bank of the universe consists not only of numbers, but also of intentionals. Money is energy, and energy multiplies only when it flows. If you don't let the water flow like a river, after a while it gets stale, stinks, dries up. But if you let it flow, it's always fresh, it's alive, it's clear. He wants to hide most of the people. Out of fear, out of insecurity, out of the thought that one day it might end. But it's the energy donation at that very moment, because the message of the universe caused by being afraid of this situation is sensitive. And the law says, then let the fear of losing continue. Florence says, fear is the most powerful obstacle of the friends of money. Abundance does not come from the hand that gives. It comes from the heart that releases. True wealth begins in the presence of giving. It is not about diminishing oneself. The message is, I am already abundant in the universe. When someone is helped, when a gift is given with love, or even when one prays for someone out of gratitude, money is deposited into the universe's account. This visible bank always pays increasing interest, because giving is the action of the consciousness of those who possess. People in Florence used to say, the burden of famines continues. Pour out a lot of money. One day a student's money comes in and he says, but Florence, there's nothing I can give you. Florence smiles and replies, isn't smiling free? Feeling gratitude is priceless, but it's more than money. Here lies a secure life. With the universe, sometimes it comes as inspiration, because the universe always gives back to you in the way you need. Florence Scovel gives this law as follows. Everything returns to you, but not in the same form, with the same energy. Therefore, giving is not a loss, but an investment. The person who learns to give actually learns to learn, because the giving hand is also the receiving hand. Only the direction changes. Help someone today, don't expect an answer. Say a kind word to someone, they smiled, pray for them. The contents are not insignificant, because it is not a measured quantity for the universe, but an intention. And it takes the energy of that intention of the universe. It grows. He'll give it back to you by adding it. As you transition to abundance consciousness, you will notice differences. Now you keep asking how you can make money, because it happens that money becomes a natural result. Your task is not profit, but permanent. There is a phrase in Florence's teachings that sounds like a prayer. I am in the divine flow. It always returns to me with patience. You felt this sentence. It is a section of the congestion panel. Fear gives way to safety, because now you know that giving is not about supporting. Giving is about renewing the universe's trust in you. One day you too will realize that the base of the universe never diminishes. Everything there is recorded by its energy, and the more you give, the richer you become. Florence Scovel was once quoted as saying this, the mind speaks even when the mouth does not. This sentence describes a visible law of money, because it responds not only to words, but also to silent reactions in exchange for money. Without your knowledge, it's not enough for me thousands of times every day. There are those who deserve it. It produces thoughts that somehow don't seem to be happening. And although these thoughts do not come out of one's mouth, they are essentially silent commands. That's why sometimes people say this. I can't form, but nothing changes. Florence responds to this in the following way. The word should be said in consciousness, not on the lips. If the one living within the consciousness cannot know the answer to marriage, if that voice says, you're not saying no when you say I'm in abundance, it is a voice dominance, because it follows the subconscious and strong emotion. This is where the silent command comes into play. Florence used to say to her people, keep your mind free from conflict with money. A consciousness hostile to money drives it away from itself. Some people use negative statements about money without any knowledge. Money corrupts people. The rich become selfish. Money is not earned easily. These sentences become a subconscious law. The language of the universe is votes, and those who cast these votes are as powerful as words. A person's relationship with money is learned not by his voice, but by his inner feeling. Florence lived as this energetic friendship. Money does not go where hostility is seen, but respect, love, and trust flow into consciousness. That's why he always taught Florence this: make peace with money. Today, he whispered a sentence into my ear about money. Even a simple thank you would do. Thank you for a moment when it comes to me. This sentence changes the energy of money. Because money accelerates when invoked with love. It carries more energy than the words of internal conversations. If you say that you deserve it, the universe approves of that undeserving. But I deserve abundance. Because I am a part of the system. He wasn't rich. Luck isn't on my side. But Florence says, the past cannot be changed against God's will. Live in the present, not the past. Leave behind the stories of the past. Write a new story into your consciousness. Now remember that his every thought is a message sent to the universe. Every fearful thought is a message of absence. Every grateful thought is a message of abundance, and the universe only chooses them. That's why you receive not only words, but also their silence, because that's where I'm most alive. I said this: the universe is coming to MEO at this moment. I am calling out. That's why I make you experience every emotion to enrich your mind with Florence Scovel's teachings. Let it resonate. Because the mind hears that sentence, the universe sees it. Money is attracted to it. There will come a day when the voice inside will no longer speak out of fear. Even in silence, there will be peace, and that peace will surround you with abundance. Because now it believes in energy, not words, for growth. And when your energy runs out, the universe says it's time to move on. Florence Scovel Shinn summed up the supreme choice that opened the door to abundance in a single word: gratefulness. According to him, gratitude is when a person says that my presence is enough. Famine consciousness always focuses on deficiency, but gratitude consciousness carries the message that I already possess. The universe is only sensitive to this message. You're feeling, Florence says. Thankfulness is the mark of existence. The more you thank, the more you multiply it. Many people say they will come and give thanks for money. But the laws of the universe work differently. When you give thanks, money comes. Because gratitude is the voice of surrender. A conscious person who says I trust summons money. When you wake up in the morning, notice how much faster you are. You have a timing. A part of you, your breath, the sky, the water. It's one of the universe's messages to you. I haven't forgotten you. Days change as energy. And when energy changes, material conditions also transform. He used to teach a simple ritual in Florence. Before going to sleep at night, give thanks for 3 purposes, but not in the ordinary way, but with feeling. Because if there is no money in a person's pocket, if there is a sense of abundance, then the external conditions adapt internally. The universe may be its internal state. That is why it is the disintegration of money for everything goodness. A little something different today, meet. Maybe it's the water you drink. Maybe it's the one you love. Maybe it can be obtained from these words, though. The player, and that door, is always there. Giving thanks is not the same as praying. It is being aware. And it is the highest state of human consciousness. When a person gives thanks, they send the message everything is fine with me to the universe. The universe also maintains that balance. Because the universe exists through balance, wealth is not hidden in the quantity possessed, but in the body. One who is grateful for a drop of water deserves the sea. One who is thankful for a loaf of bread expands the table. Therefore, every thank you is like a divine word. That's why Florence says, thank you. In the language of God, it means go on. So start every morning with this word. I am grateful today. The universe is working for me. Say it with the same peace of mind when finishing it at night. Thank you. Everything serves me. You'll notice it after a while. The things that used to worry you are now making you grow up. Because turning gratitude issues into opportunities. Why did my mind come to this conclusion? If they can say thank you instantly upon receiving information, you have transformed, and that's when true wealth begins. Because now money is a tool, life itself is freedom. Now it grows through gratitude that brings it something. As Florence Scovel Shinn said, the grateful heart becomes the home of divine abundance. There is a concept that frequently appears in Florence Scovel's teachings: surrender. But this word can be misunderstood. Surrendering is not giving up. Surrender is assurance. So how does one break up now? One always wants to control one's mind. When? How? From whom will it come? The order of the universe is disrupted by these questions, because it is the periphery of the security of control energy. Florence says, true faith is not the result, but the blessing of the process. When you make the universe with an intention, the law has already acted. But people usually look at this period, not with patience, but with anxiety. It hasn't happened yet. Why was it late? When will it start work? If the reproductive processes of these questions slow down, it's like waiting for you. You can't see what's in the soil, but it's there. It is waiting or trusting during an unseen period. Florence always told her countries this. Your task is to sow the seed, water it, and leave it in the sun. The seed of abundance is the word. When you sow the word, it will sprout in its own time. If you pull it up too soon, you'll uproot its roots. That's why patience is the silent power of creation. Many people think they don't worry about money, but in fact, money is on the way. The energy direction was changing. Opportunities were taking shape. But this result of the mind's impatience interrupts it. Florence says, divine timing comes first above all else. Silencing human impatience seems like a miracle. Today, one learns to stop. One listens to the heart, not the mind. Just feel this while doing nothing for a while. Everything is happening at the right time for me. This sentence is the prayer of surrender. When the universe is in this state, it relaxes and the energy begins to flow faster towards you. Florence Scovel Shinn would set an example in his world. A woman prays for money but says it's a waste. It's like sowing a new seed but not watering any of them. One day, Florence said to him, think of them like prayer plants. Give them peace. Wait, they will hear you. A month later, the woman receives a large payment from an unexpected source. The woman cries and thanks Florence. Florence smiled and said, only this. You have finally fallen silent. The law has spoken. That is, the surrender. When the mind is silent, the law works. Anxiety disrupts the process. The trust process has been completed. Remember that time? You begin with words. You continue with faith. You complete it with surrender. The process of belief begins. The result emerges from surrender. One day, send your intention to the universe and let it go. What a time he spent. Just live his day with the same faith. Be grateful. Keep your word alive, but without the compulsion of results. Because abundance comes through peace, not through pressure. Your peace of mind is the invitation of money. Florence says, if fear prays, the answer remains silent. If trust prays, the universe cries out, here I am. One day you'll realize there's no need to call for the money anymore, because it's already walking the same path as you. Your surrender is his guarantee. You have become a consciousness that is no longer waiting for abundance, but is one with abundance. It is in this position that creation is completed, because creation is not about forcing, but about allowing. You live in the moment of permission, and in the divine order of life, you experience eternal prosperity. Florence Scovel Shinn's final piece of advice is this. Everything has already happened for you. It becomes apparent when the time is right. In the teachings of Florence Scovel Shinn, creation begins with the word but ends with the seal. That seal is the trust in the word you say. A lot of people say it, then get suspicious. But if the word is sealed with suspicion, it closes. If it is sealed with faith, it will be opened. Florence says. If you utter a word with faith, we return to that word. It declares that God's law is now fulfilled. Every word you say leaves a mark on the universe. Therefore, pay attention not only to what is said, but also to how it is concluded. If you end with a projection, that energy dissipates. But if you end it with silence, it will be complete. Today, I carry the sacred phrase Florence learned to say that she knows abundance. I am in the divine presence. Money flows to me easily, naturally, and in divine order. Say this sentence before you wake up one morning, just before you go to sleep at night. At that moment, the word becomes a choice. The vibration transforms into energy, and the energy becomes a new reality. Florence Scovel Shinn says, when the word is combined with consciousness, it becomes destiny. Now you are writing your destiny with new words. Money is no longer a fear, but a friend. Life is no longer a race, but a flow. And you are one with the universe in that flow. One day, peace will settle in the date when this word is seen. Because you will understand. You don't want it anymore. You already own it. You don't pray anymore. You thank it. It's not expected anymore. You are dying. Then the universe will whisper. This person sealed it with their word. They activated the law. Now the time has come. May abundance be visible, greater than, and indeed it will be so. For there is no doubt in divine law. There is only balance. Whatever you send, it will return to you. Whatever you say becomes reality. Whatever you appear to be, that is what you appear to be. Words are no longer just sounds. They are sacred energy. One of them is the key. It has one door, and you are a consciousness walking through those doors. As Florence said, you are the voice of God. When you hear that voice, nothing is impossible. Therefore, remember this sentence even just once every day. I am the channel of divine wealth. But it's not just an affirmation. It is the new law. And if you put this life together, now you have to earn money until it ends, deck. Because you will become abundance itself. Florence Scovel introduced you to the power of the chemist. If this contains the words guide or manual, write your own sentence in the comments. Let the universe hear your words. Don't forget to subscribe to watch more of this journey together. Because another revelation of his new video abundance continues.